Hi, this is Rad. You're watching DIY channel. Today I'm going to do a planter, freestanding portable planter. And why would you do that? What's the point of doing this? First of all, you've got three advantages of that. First, thanks to that is totally separated from the soil, from the ground. You have the control over the quality of the ground, so whatever you put it there, you can control it. So you got a control of the quality and the content of this planter. Two, you've got a control over the pests, so no problem with the animals living in the ground and attacking your plants, for example, yeah. And you've got a control over the weed, so there is no problem with the other plants stronger than yours and attacking your plants. So that's the most important advantages. And of course it's portable, so you can move it around the garden. Another thing which is quite interesting with that, I think, is when you have the small garden and you want to do like multi-level expositions with the plants who are not growing quite high, and you don't have really place how to make that levels. You cannot, you don't have to buy so much ground to do it, and you can just make couple of them planters with the different heights. You can bolt it together, and you can make the exposition of them and plants, the different kind of plants, so they'll be looking nice. Just a matter of cover them from the front, so the wood will be not exposed. Yeah. All right, let's crack on. So the material I'm going to use today is just ordinary planks, ordinary boards for fencing, which I have left over from my fence, and they're not really the best in quality, but they will do the job. So it's 95 mil wide by 19 mil thick, but the sizes are very various because they're just a rough sawn, and they just pressure treated, so they're supposed to last a long time outdoor. So it won't be super precise because it's rather to be cover anyway, yeah. So they won't be exposed originally, but of course if somebody wants to know the tools, you can thickness it, plane it, and then it will be nice looking, yeah. But I'm staying with this simple construction, simple techniques, because I don't have that kind of tools. So we're going to have we needed we need 17 pieces of 500 long, and then we will need additional 4 and 2 pieces, but this will be cut to size, so we will see what will be the exact size, because that's the width of them boards determined what kind of size it will be, and as I said, they vary varies in size, so we'll see. So let's cut them 500 first, and we will do the bottom, and then we will do the legs and then sides on the end. And I know there are better techniques to do it, probably faster and more efficient ways. I'm doing it that way. That's my level of knowledge. And yeah. This one is just on the knot, so I think I'm going to change that opposite side. If you can, avoid the knots. That's the hardest points and the weakest points as well. There you go. Just about it. Yeah, so you see on the first orientation I was just on the middle of the knot, and only because I changed the orientation of the board I avoided. So it's always worth to look on something from different perspectives, you know. Alright, so we've got 500s done, and we can start doing the first part, which will be the bottom of the planter. Okay, the construction of the planter is very simple. We need to put the 5 boards next to each other. Well, that's the size I picked it, just to make it simple, you know. If you got very good wood with the nice sizes, regular sizes, that's even better, yeah. So you've got 5 pieces of board, and that's our bottom. Now we need 2 pieces of them, and this is 464 here. 465 here. Okay, so let's say 464. I've got got some other wood from previous projects with a few drills, but that's not a problem. You can reuse them. So we need, let's say that's a cut side, 4, 6. Let's cut it to 4, 6, 4, 6, 2. Follow the carpenter rules, which is measure twice and actually measure 3 times and cut once. So I'm using the clamp to hold those 2 boards. They're flush from one side, so I'm quite sure they will be even in size. So these boards are a little bit shorter, 460, so that's all right. It's just a planter. It's not a high precision piece. What you need to do, you just need to screw them together, and I have 30mm screws. I don't want to make any advertisements for them, but they're really good. They self-drilling and they sinking as well, so really nice. This wood has got about 19mm thickness, so they'll be just about, that's the right one. And it's 2 screws per board from each side. Try to grab the external ones first, so I don't have to really focus later on if I'm holding the right position of the screws. These 2 external bolts will be wrapped. That means the rest of them will be in the right position as well. So that's the bottom of the planter. So as I said, that will be in this orientation. So the ground will be actually pressing them down to these 2 counter-parallel pieces. So this is not really necessary to put so many of the screws. All right, let's do the legs now. So legs will be 500 long as well. I did it because to make it simple, yeah, in size. And yeah, to do them, ideally if we can have some kind of support. This way. See, that's perfect. Because we are screwing them together just from the front. I don't remember what's the professional name of that kind of joint. But here it will be better if you can use a little bit longer screws, so it's 40 by 40, that was 40 by 30 mil, so in inches it's 8 by 1/4, that was the first one, and this is 8 by 1.5 inch. Metric, unfortunately, and maybe fortunately. So yeah, that's supposed to hold on together, and we can put quite well, I would put 4 of them at least. So this is leg number 1, and we got 3 more to go. Alright, so we got 4 legs ready. Now we have to measure how high they will be. Because the plan was that to keep the sides flush with the top of the legs, so we need to measure on what level this is going to be, and so that's 4/6, that's 500, let's say, yeah. That's alright then. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to attach this to the legs first. So this is our top, and that's the bottom of the legs. So I do the 30s again, and the 40s will go through them. But of course, this is very small plant area. If you're going to do a bigger in size, you have to consider the weight of the soil. And remember that if the soil weighs, let's say, 20 kilograms, or maybe more, you have to double it at least. Because when it will be soaked with water, it will hold at least this 20-liter water inside. Alright, that's the second spare. That's our spare if we need it. Alright. So now we have two legs. I'm going two legs. And we have to connect them together. But before we are going to do, we need to measure this. So to measure that, we have to take another wood plank. Check it out. It will be about roughly 4 to 8 mil. So we need 4 pieces by length of 428 millimeters. Could be a little bit shorter, so 4 pieces by 4 to 8. Righty. Roughly like that. So here I'm going to use different screws. It's 5 by 5. Because the whole force of holding the weight of this soil, it will be just in here. Alright, so we attach the side to the bottom from one side. Now the same thing from the other side. Alright, we had some. I have some technical problems. My battery just died, and I realized when I finished doing this. So what I did is just put the shutter side from the inside, two screws in. This is a short one, 4 by 30 millimeters, and I add some screws on the outside legs from each side, so make it stronger. So this is it. Yeah, this is freestanding planter, and I think so. It's a good idea, as I said before. It gives you more control over the soil and what's inside of it. Yeah, this is quite shallow. You can say it's about 20 centimeters, yeah, deep, and the legs are quite high, but I did it for purpose, so you can see how long how tall it can be. And as I said before, it's great when you're planning to do some kind of arrangement in the garden and make the levels with the plants, and you don't want to get the plants which are growing very tall, yeah. So yeah, I think so. It will last for a long time, at least a couple of years. The cost of this is ridiculous. It's about less than £5. So with the screws and everything really. So yeah, and it takes 20-30 minutes to do it, and of course it took me a little bit longer doing this for the video, but yeah, if you do it for yourself, it's 20 minutes. For somebody who is experienced, probably it's 10 minutes job. So yeah, all right, so this is freestanding planter, and that will be all for today. If you got any suggestions, questions, please write it down under the video. And of course, if you like it or dislike it, give me the thumb up, thumb down, and if you can subscribe, that let me know that you want to watch it, and help to develop my channel. All right, thank you very much for watching. See you next time. DIY Adventure Channel. Take care.